What's up, guys? It is Thursday, April 20th. It's 10:20 a.m. It's going to be a rapid fire newsletter. All the old tabs that I have pulled up. I'm trying to share this probably for weeks. I'm just going to run through them all because I'm trying to just start fresh because there's so much stuff going on currently present, like as I'm speaking right now, as well as some things lining up in the very near future that I want to be able to start fresh and cover as it comes out breaking news, right? So I'm just going to treat this as a round robin, round fire of all the old kind of news I was going to share. Now it's old news, but it's still very valuable stuff. So let's just run through it. So if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updated in real time when we drop these market updates, newsletters, and deep dives. So let's just jump on in because we got a whole lot to share. So James Altucher. So back in the day when I got into crypto around 2016, these were the guys that I learned from, James Altucher was one, Tika Tawari was the other. And I highly respect this guy's knowledge, this guy's opinions, as well as Tika Tawari. So I'm going to read off this I think it was from back when it was the Silicon Valley kind of crisis and everything. So he said, relax, banks are safe, and here's why. Ignore the fear-mongering media. So let's run through it. So there's a lot going on right now, but isn't there always? Geopolitical uncertainty, war in Ukraine, unpredictable Federal Reserve policy, oh my. Then you turn on the TV and suddenly banks are collapsing left and right. The sky is falling, says the mainstream media. Not so fast. First, we need to understand how banks work. So why does a bank collapse? What potential solutions exist? And how does this apply to right now? So time to take a closer look at bank stocks to get the real story. So number one, banks hold on to your deposits. You give the bank all your money, and some of it you put into a checking account and some into a savings account. They give you 1% a year if you're lucky, or whatever the interest rate is on their savings account. So if you put in $100K, they're going to give you $1,000 a year. But then they take your money and they invest it. And they might put it in treasury bills. Last year, those bond/T-bills were yielding around 3%, give or take. So, and he's oversimplifying to explain. So basically, they take your $100K, it's in safekeeping. They put it in something like a T-bill, a treasury bill or a bond. And if they can get a 4% yield on that and then pay you out 1%, they keep the middle part. So 4%, 1% they get 3%. So their profit is the difference between what they pay. Yep, that's what they cover. So when the Fed raises rates, the value of the T-bills go down. Who wants a 3% T-bill when they can get a 4% T-bill, right? So however, the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, then short term, the treasury bill trades at a loss. Because who wants a T-bill yielding 3% when you can buy a new T-bill yielding 4%. So on paper, the bank is holding a T-bill that's worth less than they paid for. So when I was at Fidelity, basically when bond yields go up, the price of the bond goes down. When bond yields go down, the price of the bond goes up. And that's what he's explaining here. So if they hold the T-bill for the full duration, a bond is like a loan. Eventually the bondholder gets paid back their money unless the bond issuer, in this case, the U.S. government, goes bankrupt. The U.S. government is not going bankrupt, he says. But I have some new info now. That could be in the cards later this year. I have October 13th. I keep having dreams about October 13th. So those that are the VIPs that were on the group call last night, we have a lot of things aligning with that October 13th, that time frame. And I found so much stuff last night as far as connections, new things that are popping up that coincided with everything we were talking about last night. So that's why I'm just trying to rapid fire this old news so I can show you all these new connections that I made earlier today. It was crazy. So much stuff. So let's keep going. So they only have to take that loss if there is a run on the banks. So depositors want their money. The kind of what happened to FTX. Everybody ran to get out the door on that. And then at some point they're going to close the door because they don't have it all, freely available to send out. So the bank has to have 10% of all their depositors' money available in cash, just in case 10% of the depositor money is withdrawn by depositors. But I believe that's not the case because when back March 2020, they dropped the reserve ratio for banks to 0%, meaning they don't need to hold anything. They can have 0% reserve ratio. So you deposit 100,000 on there, they can, invest the whole thing. They don't need to have it on their books just in case somebody comes back. It's crazy. So if more than 10% of the depositors want their money back, then they have to sell their T-bills. So again, oversimplifying, but this is what happens. If they have to sell their T-bills at a loss, and a lot of depositors want their money back, then the bank would collapse even though the T-bills are 100% safe. It's because the T-bills actually went down in value, so they're at a loss. So aren't they supposed to hedge this risk? Yes and no. If you think interest rates will hit a maximum of 3%, then you can place bets that interest rates won't go higher than 3% and try to make money even if interest rates are rising and your T-bills are losing money. But if you're wrong, then you lose money on your T-bills and on your hedge. And since the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates at the fastest pace in history, no bank could have hedged appropriately. Essentially, every bank in the country is probably bankrupt if there is a run on the banks. Facts. A great demonstration of this is the movie It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart, a classic movie that explains the entire U.S. banking system. Number 9, there is a solution. A few weeks ago, there was no solution if a run occurred on a bank. It would just collapse and the FDIC would take care of insured depositors up to the amount of $250,000. However, there is a better solution. So since the Federal Reserve knows that the U.S. T-bills the banks buy will be paid back in full, they consider a bank, and this just started happening with the Federal Reserve doing this for Silicon Valley Bank and also saying they will do this for everyone. We will loan you up to the full amount you invest in the T-bill. So even if they bought that T-bill and they're getting a 4% yield on it, say interest rates go up, that would mean the price of the bond would go down. Say if there was a rent, they're going to pay you that same amount of the par. So when a bond at par, not at a discount, not at a premium, at par, they're going to pay exactly what the principal was. So that's what they implemented with the Silicon Valley crisis and they're saying that, no cap, they're just going to light it up for any bank. So we will take part of your profits and you can pay us back when the T-bill duration is over. So this is a great solution and does not cost the taxpayers anything. However, a better solution, there should always be some consequences. Any bank that experiences such a run on its bank and has to borrow this money from the Federal Reserve should give up some equity, maybe 5 to 10% of their bank, so the U.S. can make a little bit of money as the banks recover in stock price. Because of this new lending policy by the Federal Reserve, the banking system is mostly safe. I say mostly because banks are very regulated and usually invest conservatively. Mostly they just buy treasury bills and also lend people money to buy homes. The safety of the U.S. banking system is what allows people to become homeowners through mortgages. The safety of the U.S. banking system is what allows people to come, same thing. So once a bank makes enough of these loans, they usually package them together. This is called a mortgage-backed security. That's how the Great Recession kind of thing, unfolded. Let's keep going down. Why do you need to know all this? A, this is the basics of how all banks work. Number 2, your money is safe. You can relax. Number 3, the media wants you to be scared right now. As I write this, I can see headlines like all U.S. banks might collapse in the next 90 days. I'll bet anyone any amount of money that this is false. The media loves to scare people. Most importantly, now that you know this, you can carefully buy banks that have gone down too much. They won't be home run moonshots like cryptos, but they will give good, safe plays that will give you nice dividends. I mean, I don't think there's anything better than what we kind of covered last night in the group session, that hyperdrive passive income strategy with the first 100 VIPs, and it's game changer. So if you want to get into the VIPs, get ready, join the Discord, link will be in the bio, because we're ready to open that gate up as of next week. So get in there. It's going to be first come, first serve. You actually go to stargate-ventures.com and just join the wait list. We're just going to go down the wait list, first in, first out type of thing. So let's keep going. So he's recommending some banking stocks. If we keep going down here, so it's talking about a roadmap for a regional banking catastrophe. So not all banks will probably be safe. The regional banks might get slaughtered, but those big banks that are taking a hit as a result of all the kind of perception of banks at large, like JP Morgan, we'll see probably a good bounce back. New York Community Bank Corp, Western Alliance Bank Corp, First Republic Bank. So wow, that stock was around 15 and it was at a high of 174. That's crazy. So yeah, there's some good opportunities out there. So if we keep going down, talking about energy. Okay, so here's something about crypto. And let's see if it's anything of substance. Okay, I like it. All right. So crypto isn't a panacea. I don't know what that means. And you're not too late. So in only 3 years, we've seen a 1 in a 100-year pandemic, nationwide riots in the U.S., a Bolivian orchestra stranded for 73 days in a German castle surrounded by wolves, Australia burning, World War III trending twice, And then hedge funds wrecked by a bunch of Reddit gamblers defending GameStop, something about UFOs, Ghislaine Maxwell getting arrested, something about murder hornets, and a whole lot more. That's very true. And then don't forget about those balloons. Remember the balloons that were just in the sky like a couple months ago? Crazy stuff is going on. All distractions, I bet. And then we were hit this month with the second and third largest bank failures in the US. Oh yeah, crypto. Lots of stuff happened in crypto too. Okay, let's talk about it. Crypto people can be insufferable. Last year, a condo in Florida collapsed, killing 98 people. In response, a popular crypto news blog wrote an article about how blockchain would have fixed that. In case you're wondering, it probably wouldn't have fixed it. Blockchains can't solve everything, and crypto is no, I gotta see what that word means. Let's just say panacea, whatever. But if you think most crypto people are annoying now, you should have been around in 2017, back when the promises were even greater and the technology outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum didn't exist. Fortunately, crypto is maturing. I noticed as much when I attended ETH Denver earlier this month, Ethereum's largest and longest running conference. Although there was still plenty to cringe at and poke fun of, this year's mascot was a cartoon spork. There was plenty to be impressed by too. Before I left for Denver, I was given a few questions. So they include, what ways does crypto technology create value? What's your 3 to 6 month outlook for crypto, and why should we believe in crypto going forward? So what gives crypto value? Studies say that about 50% of web traffic is human. Let me rephrase it. Studies say that 50% isn't human. That sounds more ominous, and it is ominous. Bots make up half of the internet, and that percentage is growing every year. That's crazy. This is nothing new. In 2013, the Times reported that almost half of all YouTube traffic was made up of bots pretending to be people. The problem got so bad, YouTube employees became worried bots would envelop their platform completely. They even gave it a name, the inversion. But it's not just YouTube. The entire internet is fake. According to a class action lawsuit, there's a reason to believe Facebook could be overestimating its traffic by up to 900%. Thanks to Elon Musk, we now have a better idea of how bad the Twitter bot problem is. One major problem is Chinese click farms, a gray market industry in China that uses thousands of smartphones to generate fake likes, app store downloads, and other activities in order to manipulate rankings and search results. So worse, with the rise of AI, the Chinese click farm model is getting cheaper and cheaper to build. Today, a guy with a laptop can automate hundreds and maybe thousands of accounts. Can you imagine an internet where 80% or 90% of all internet traffic is fake? It's definitely not out of the question, but there's a solution. So they're getting ahead of a massive problem with the great solution. Blockchain is uniquely fitted to solve this problem. So it was a tiny crypto company that's working on a way to authenticate real original content. I bet you we'll be able to figure out what crypto or company that is. I'm going to copy that because we'll find the answer to that. So what gives crypto value? The same thing that gives all other technology value. It solves problems. The internet has tons of problems with privacy, cybersecurity, and centralization risk. Finance has tons of problems too, like opacity, counterparty risk, systemic risk, policy risk, human error, and more. While a good chunk of crypto is a solution in search of a problem, another good chunk is actually actual solutions to billion-dollar problems or trillion-dollar problems. So what's your 3 to 6 month outlook for crypto? Things are accelerating, and crypto has been a small part of this acceleration, but keep in mind how fast things move today. Just a few months ago, we saw the fastest adoption technology in history. It took less than a week for ChatGPT to reach 1 million users. Also, we saw the fastest interest rate hikes in generations, and then 3 banks that shut down in a week as well too. So the nationalization of the bank was complete by the next morning. That's how fast things move now. Things do move fast. And I can't wait to show you some of the things I'm seeing because, things are kind of quiet now. We could break down, we could pop up, but we can move fast in a certain direction that I'm going to share later today. So definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updated when I drop those videos. A whole lot of good stuff. So that's how fast things move. That's also how fast Bitcoin and Ethereum can hit a new leg of adoption, 100%. Everyone expected crypto to crumble following the rapid fire fall of 3 banks instead of Bitcoin and Ethereum rally. Last I checked, Bitcoin was up 33% on the week. There's a huge amount of uncertainty in front of us, some of which can work in crypto's favor, but the crypto regulatory environment is also looking pretty shoddy in the US, though that won't last forever. Oh, I found something else about that too, man. I found so much stuff last night. Why should we believe in crypto going forward? So the CEO of Credit Suisse called Bitcoin a bubble 5 years ago. Let's keep going down. Other than staying power, there are tons of reasons to believe in crypto, and the best ones have to do with why individuals, regular people, would adopt it. But those are easy and you can find them anywhere. The more interesting case is that there's an asymmetry between countries embracing crypto and those trying to ban it completely. The incentive to embrace is usually way stronger. For starters, Bitcoin gives states and constituents the ability to monetize otherwise stranded and wasted energy sources. Bitcoin makes cheap energy valuable no matter where it's at. I suspect people will catch on to why this is a big deal soon. Also, states that adopt crypto can benefit from the potential increase in tax revenue. Those states that embrace crypto could attract new businesses and investments. States that ban cryptos can miss out on a massive amount of innovation. For example, stablecoins have been great news for the dollar. All over the world, people are flocking to US denominated, US regulated USDC tokens. Similarly, cryptos also make it easier to bolster financial inclusion efforts. There's also the security aspect. Cryptocurrency transactions are secured using cryptography, which can make them more secure than many traditional payment methods. States that adopt cryptocurrency can benefit from the increased security of transactions. More controversially, crypto has the potential to give states the ability to reduce their reliance on the global financial system. There are cybersecurity implications too. States that adopt cryptocurrency could benefit from increased cybersecurity protections. There's also disaster resilience, which I don't see mentioned often. Due to crypto's frictionless and permissionless nature, states that adopt crypto could benefit from increased disaster resilience and preparedness. Ukraine is a big example. Many Ukrainians benefited from the crypto donations that they could take with them and use anywhere. Stellar Aid in partnership with the United Nations, in partnership with MoneyGram. Unreal. States that adopt cryptocurrency could also benefit from increased transparency and accountability in financial transactions. Finally, in a world of CBDCs, states can benefit from the credible neutrality inherent to public blockchains. Crypto has several paths to victory. Even with all the chaos, it's the greatest asymmetrical bet of the decade. I'd have to say the generation. If I had to guess, I'd say there are two types of people that will be kicking themselves in a couple of years. Those who think they're too late and those who think crypto is going to disappear 100%. So that's it for that one. Let's keep going. All right, so you know what? I'm changing my mind about the rapid round robin. I don't want to make this an hour, 2 hour long video. Who's got time to watch that, right? So I'm just going to stop it here. And we're going to probably call this a plot twist. The banks are safe. So we're going to keep continuing the round robin though, but we're going to just do it in individual videos to make the experience of watching easier for you guys. So definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, leave a like. Let me know. Come join the Discord. Link will be in the bio. And if you want to get the VIP white glove service, we're opening up the gate next week. Definitely come to stargate-ventures.com. Once you get there, right on the main page, join the wait list. Just enter in a little bit of info if you really want the glove and then send it through, and first come first serve on the list. So definitely do that. If you've been thinking about it, now's the time, because I'm telling you, we're in for some crazy times, especially these next 2 weeks. So I'll see you guys in the next video and in the Discord.